Hey everyone, this is Andrew from the Console Gaming Crew, and we couldn't be happier to announce that we are now a part of the Boss Rush Podcast Network and are featured on BossRushGames.com. BossRushGames.com is a great place where you can find up-to-date news articles, blogs, and podcasts about video games. In addition to that, there's a growing collection of podcasts in not just the gaming community, but other communities as well. We are honored to be a part of such a great network of podcasters, so please stop by and give everyone a listen. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Yo, crew members, what it be?
Hello, ladies.
Oh, Val Venus.
Bow, no, no, no.
I was not expecting that.
I don't know what made me do that.
Alboski.
Yeah, oh my god. Just
Attitude Era.
I miss it, dude.
It was a good run, dude. That shit was a good run.
I miss it.
You had the Brood. You had
You loved the Brood because you were all about vampires.
Gangrel, man. Gangrel was my shit, dude.
I know. The Brood was what? It was Gangrel, Edge, and Christian, right?
Yep.
Man, you had a Viscera, which might as well have been a fucking vampire.
Yeah, Viscera.
Do you know who was still? Oh fuck. You know who I actually saw wrestling that I didn't realize still wrestled, but I saw him literally like last year. Goldust.
Oh yeah.
Still doing the damn thing.
Well,
Sting.
Him and his son. Both of them still wrestle.
It's Dusty Rhodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes is Goldust's son.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy to think.
And then Goldust's dad is the Alabama Slammer.
I don't know if this is just my age showing or if I'm just biased because I look at wrestling now and it just doesn't seem the same. It doesn't seem like people have the same, like the characters aren't as rich, which I don't think I don't think it's me being biased necessarily because look how long up until recently, how long they've still been pushing the shit out of The Undertaker and stuff like that. Like obviously,
all right, hang on though, because you're talking about an era of wrestling its only real rival is the beginning of the WWE when it was actually WWF. Mm-hmm. Dude, the Attitude Era had Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker, Kane. You had the Brood. You had Generation X.
Yeah, The
Rock.
Know what I
mean? You had The Rock. No, of course not. I mean, dude, you had Rikishi, Scotty 2 Hotty. I mean, like, dude, too cool. Yeah, like,
and then for people,
Rey Mysterio, for the Hardy Boys.
For people like us,
well, plus it was WCW too.
Yeah, well, for people like us who clearly were fans, because people are like, oh yeah, they're just spouting all the popular people. I'm talking Big Boss Man, and was it Ken Blackman?
Oh yeah, Ken Blackman
with them karate pants.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, you had him. You had APA. You know what I mean? When you had Bradshaw and Farouk
and Bradshaw before he became JBL.
Yeah.
And reinvented himself as the rich boy. That was back when Vince used to wrestle, when Shane O'Mac used to wrestle.
Oh yeah.
You had Sable and China, and back when, let's be real, a little exploitative, but we recognize that now.
Trish Stratus, Stacy Keibler. Damn, I can't remember all this. I can't believe I remember all this shit.
One thing I will say now that I do enjoy more. Now I don't watch it regularly, so they may still do this and I'm wrong, but back in the day when we watched it during the Attitude Era, it seemed very much like the women were essentially just used for looks, for that bra and panties match type shit, rather than now where they actually like they're athletes too. Like you look at Sasha Banks, she's a beast.
Much more athletic now than it was.
Now they may have been athletic enough to do that back in the day, but they didn't use them for that.
I mean, look, you had a match between like Trish Stratus and Lita, right? You'd have that match. Yes, Lita was much more of the.
She was a Hardy girl.
Oh God, yeah. But I mean, like she was. She was one that would probably in her prime would rival the girls that are wrestling now. The women.
Yeah.
Another thing that you're. Like now you have like AEW and WWE. You know what I mean? That's basically what you have now.
Yeah.
We had WWE, WCW, ECW.
That was
which is homegrown, Philly bred. You know what I mean? We fucking know that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tommy Dreamer and fucking Rob Van Dam and you know what I mean, all them crazy motherfuckers.
Baby. Didn't he rebrand himself as the Hurricane?
No, that was
that wasn't him.
No, that wasn't him. No.
Remember Taz? Remember Taz? We had Taz.
Oh yeah, Taz. He was another ECW guy.
But what was I gonna say? Fuck me.
I don't know, dude, because we already went completely off the rails on this episode.
We're off topic, but whatever. It's a gaming podcast, but we do have other
interests.
Yeah, we've had other interests, but dude, I flinch every time because I see that both Hardy Boys are still wrestling. I flinch every time because Jeff Hardy is still
just as crazy
swanton bombs off of
I love swanton bombs
scaffolds and shit. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I was like, this was nuts then when you had a 20-year-old body.
Yeah, dude's in his fucking 50s now.
Yeah, dude, you're one swanton bomb away from retirement community.
I mean, look, yo, there's a reason you have guys like Razor Ramon and Kevin Nash. You know what I mean? They're out of it now, dude, because they're in their fucking 60s and 50s and shit, dude, and they just can't fucking do that shit no more.
Yeah. But anyway, let's bring this shit all the way back around to what we actually do on this podcast.
So what were we supposed to be talking about today? Besides wrestling, which was just random as hell because you decided to bring in Val Venus.
Well, hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies.
So creepy, by the way. Now looking back on it, so creepy.
Well, but I mean, anyway. So was Ho Train. You know what I mean?
On the Ho Train. God, everything about it was so misogynistic back in the day.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes.
God damn it. And here I am cheering for these fucks. Anyway. You don't know till you know. But anyway, before we get into what we're doing today, we might as well discuss the elephant in the room, or as I always say, the elephant not in the room.
Yes.
So we don't have to keep saying moving forward that, this week Anthony can't make it. It'll just be Wes and I. Anthony is going to be taking himself a little bit of a sabbatical. He will be out. It's indefinite. We're not quite sure. Everything's good with him.
We want to go ahead and say everything's fine. You know what I mean?
Everything's
he's doing good. Everybody, everybody with him is doing good. It's just, he's got a lot of stuff going on, and that's the stuff he needs to focus on.
Yeah, he's got a lot on his plate right now, and he didn't, want to, bring anything down by not being able to either, put in the research or, have to pull out last second. That's what she said. So we will be without Anthony for a while. So you will just hear the two of us and our glorious voices, and we will also be, we'll bring, we'll dive back into the Rolodex. We'll bring some familiar, I almost said faces. We'll bring some familiar voices back on.
Forces,
some familiar forces back on, and we are gonna keep this thing kicking. And
that's what we do.
Whenever he's ready to come back, Wes and I'll decide if we're gonna let him.
His mic's still hot.
No, I'm just kidding.
He's ready and it's ready for him. So
yeah, absolutely. Whenever he's ready to come back, we'll be happy to have him, and I'm sure he'll, be rejuvenated and ready to rock and pick this thing back up.
Hell yeah!
So we just got to keep it pushing, so we're in an even better spot when he gets back.
Yep. All right, so this episode that we are going to do now was intended to be done last week.
Yeah. So I know you were whomping my little joke that I had, but I feel like you should have saved that for this bullshit we're about to talk about.
Well, I mean, should have saved it for for this whole event. Yeah, this whole thing. So
we're doing our due diligence begrudgingly.
Yeah, we're talking about the Sony State of Play that happened late last month, October 2021. So,
spoiler alert: the State of Play sucks.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there was only
we
one.
preface this by it's just our opinion. There's people that may lose their mind over it, and that's totally fine. And we rock which if you rock that way. But from our seat, the shit that we saw, with the exception from me personally of one thing that we'll get into, because we will get into all of this crap. It just, boy, did it fall flat.
Yeah.
You can always tell when it feels like something's put out just to be put out.
Yeah.
There's really no reason behind it. I didn't even know that the State of Play was coming until I looked on Twitter and it was like, oh, there was. I didn't even get it ahead. Like I looked on and saw, oh, there's a State of Play, and I was like, what? Those don't normally get past my radar.
Yeah.
I understand why it got past my radar.
I mean, like, this one is much more of an indie title, State of Play, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, look, we love indie games, and actually, we got some stuff heading down the pipeline when it comes down to indie games that you guys are really gonna love when we get to it.
Yep.
But let's go ahead and start knocking this out. So the first one we're gonna talk about is a game that is called We Are OFK. This game is going to be coming to the PS5 and PS4 in 2022, and you are living the life of an indie pop band called OFK. It is a story-based adventure. The game follows the band members, their careers, their love lives. You know what I mean? Basically.
And this is a real band.
Is it?
Yeah. In addition to the game,
is.
the band's EP also drops next year.
Oh shit! Yeah, because I know the EP follows through the whole game. You know what I mean? Because it's an episodic game, and because I think there's 5 episodes, and each episode has a new song. Because when you're watching the trailer, the person that's doing a lot of the talking in the booth is actually, from what I can tell, is a trans woman.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to use the pronoun there, just to go ahead, just keep it simple. I mean, their voice started off as a very deep voice, going ahead and talking. You know what I mean, just getting all crazy, and then they changed it. You know what I mean? And then like when you see certain spots from this trailer, you also see them like on a stage to where they're wearing a shirt saying "Trans Black Lives Matter."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
That's
I just
dope.
found this very interesting. Honestly, I've never really ran with episodic games, so this does seem a little interesting when it comes down to like that type of thing.
The fact that you love music, you love indie games, and you've never played an episodic game, this may be a perfect place for you to start.
I'm fine with that.
I would never tell someone not to start with like, whatchamacallit? Oh, God damn it. Now I forget. What is the game? True Colors was just their second one.
Oh,
damn it.
I want to say Stranger Things, but that's absolutely wrong. Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. Yeah, that's like the gold standard these days when it comes to
How
episodic
the hell did
games.
we get that wrong?
I don't know. I definitely just took my mouse and tried to scroll up the page for you.
But
Anyway,
it looks. It's a band of 4. Dude, it could easily be something that could actually be kind of fun to mess with.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's gonna be coming out 2022 for the PS5 and PS4. Next one we're going to talk about is a game called First Class Trouble Developer.
We actually talked about this on the last episode, and this is the one that I was talking about with you that I said actually could be interesting. This is the one that we talked about where a group of players work together and try to escape a cruise ship, but 2 of them are secretly trying to sabotage the team.
It is essentially a much more intricate version of like Among Us.
Yes.
Because you have actual people and you have imposters. The imposter is it's called a personoid.
Yes.
I mean, you have such a unique customization design. Like, I mean, dude, you can literally go anywhere with this stuff, and it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then from there, like you were saying, you have a team, and your objective is to either take out the humans, into which then the personoid, you know what I mean, is wins the game, or you're a resident and you try to make it to the main objective to go ahead and, which is Kane, I think is, make it to the Kane room, I believe is what it's called.
I believe so, yeah.
But like, so when we watched the trailer, the woman who's the personoid, she completely fooled the guy that she was playing with. I mean, dude, she was running and just doing all the sneaky shit.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, she ended up like having him fall off a bridge and dying. And it was actually kind of funny to watch.
Yeah, like I love the concept of it. I really do.
And it is just it's a very simplistic, game. It's
Yeah,
a very, very simple design.
Yeah. I was about to say it looks really good. The movements maybe look a little robotic at times, but
for this title, I don't see an issue with it.
I don't either. And the concept, it sounds like a game you would have fun playing with your friends. It really does.
Yeah. So this game is made by Invisible Walls and Versus Evil. Like I said, it is called First Class Trouble, and it is going to be coming to the PS5 and PS4 November 2nd of this year, which means it is already out. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay, just real quick, from November 2nd to December 6th, the PS Plus subscribers on PS4 and PS5 can download the game at no additional cost.
Love to hear that.
Hell yeah. So the next one we're going to talk about is a game called King of Fighters 15.
Yeah, and boy, is this a long-running series.
See, I knew nothing
You knew
of
nothing
this
about King of
series.
Fighters. Wow.
No, I like when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And then I'm watching the fighting, and I'm like,
You probably just thought that this was just another like copy and paste fighting game, like a Street Fighter, Tekken, Dead or Alive. Blah, blah, blah.
dude, it has that DOA Tekken feel to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the art style is
the art
legit.
style.
The art style is legit. Like it's got that Tekken look, but then it also has like a comic book flair to it.
It does. Yeah, there's a lot of like power up type stuff, and when you do that stuff and and really connect with your moves, yeah, you see much more of like maybe like a Street Fighter type of like after effect after the hits and like powering up shit like that.
So, yeah, the beta is going to start for King of Fighters 15. The beta is going to start next month. It's getting an open beta this month.
Yes.
November 19th to the 22nd. The beta includes 8 playable fighters with online matches and an offline training mode. And the beta will be available on PS4 and PS5. So, if you're a fan of the franchise, you might as well get in on it. And if not, it's a good place to start, especially with,
I mean, look, I'll be honest. That woman with the dreads, that they were mainly aiming with in this whole thing?
Slick.
Terrifying. That's like some like Terminator, Terminator Judgment Day type fucking shit. Go ahead and like molding into different shit. Like that shit just looked terrifying as hell to me.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is from Grasshopper Manufacturer and Gung Ho. It is a free-to-play game. It is part of the Let It Die universe, and it is called Deathverse. So essentially, we have a new battle royale that is set in the Let It Die, world. And it looks like every time you go up to like a block or something like that, you end up getting a different weapon, which has different abilities, and then just essentially going ahead and just doing your standard PvPvE combat and all that type of stuff. There really isn't much else to talk about with this game. The trailer was meh. These types of games I never want to touch. It's just
Battle
not
Royals.
what I do. I don't play them.
We're just not like that is not our area of expertise.
Not at all.
I hop into a Fortnite, the Overwatch, whatever else, man. I will be alive for all of 14 seconds.
And then you have to watch everybody else throughout that entire run.
Yeah.
You go ahead and do another one. Yeah.
Back in the day, that used to be my shit, but not anymore, man.
Well, it's funny. I was talking with a guy at work, and he's excited for Call of Duty Vanguard to drop. And I just look at him. I go, I haven't touched a Call of Duty game. I haven't bought a Call of Duty game brand new in years. I'm talking probably 7. Ghost. Ghost was the last one. And I don't have an interest. Dude, we talked about it before. The campaign is not worth the money. And the campaign is the only reason why I would play it.
Yes.
So, because I don't like doing the online play. So yeah, Deathverse, Let It Die is going to be coming out spring of 2022 for the PS4 and PS5. The next game we're going to talk about is
The
next game.
You thought I was going to let you cruise past that, huh?
Please. The next game we are going to talk about, sorry, I have to go ahead and turn my diction up, is Death's Door. Now, it's going to be coming to PlayStation this month. It is going to launch on November 23rd. I watched our boy Adrian from Unknown Games Podcast stream this game, and this game is cool. There's a lot of fun stuff. It has that like Hades overtop above type of gameplay. Where you're looking down on everything.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, but it's such a fun game. It looks like it's going to be an absolute blast. So yeah, that's going to be coming out. Let me make it stop. That's going to be coming out November 23rd.
Make it stop.
Yeah, make it stop.
Man, moving right along to another long running franchise. Star Ocean, the Divine Force, announced for PS4 and PS5. The latest entry it's teased for 2022, which it's so, is it weird to you that, or is it as weird for you as it is for me that like I hear 2022 and like it feels so far off?
And the first thing you're thinking is like, dude, that's like 2 years out. What are you doing?
Like, dude, there's gonna be flying cars. Like, what the fuck? I can't do it until 2022. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
No, that's
we're
next
right
year.
around the corner. Oh my god, we're right around the corner.
No, he wasn't ready.
So, Star Ocean: The Divine Force is an action RPG featuring 2 main characters among other party members. This trailer shows combat and exploration, the main party's spaceship, a huge city, and more. And it looks very Final Fantasy.
It does have that.
It's like Final Fantasy meets Monster Hunter. Like the world looks Monster Hunter-ish.
Yeah, I mean, Square Enix is kind of known for a very particular style.
A very, very particular style. Those larger than life weapons that are like twice the size of your. But see what I mean by like we're watching the trailer as we speak. See what I mean about like the Monster Hunter type thing. Like tell me that doesn't look like it would be in the Pookie Pookie family. Games like Star Ocean, games like King of Fighters. I mean, they've been around this long for a reason. So. Again, 2022. If you're a fan of the game, check it out. If not, again, it seems like a decent place to start. If you like, if you like those types of games.
Now, are these those like King of Fighters, Star Ocean? These are those like games that essentially started in Japan and have had like a huge following from Japan and then eventually made their way over here, right?
I believe so. Star Ocean, I believe, went back as far. I'm actually going to Google this as we speak because I believe Star Ocean goes back as far as like I remember seeing Star Ocean games when I was playing Dreamcast.
Oh, okay.
But
Dreamcast, Jesus Christ. Some of our listeners might not even know what a Dreamcast is.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm way wrong. That's just clearly the first time that I heard about Star Ocean because Star Ocean is an action role-playing game from published by Enix for the Super Famicom in 96.
Wow.
96.
Super Famicom. So yeah, you're definitely talking about Japanese game. And Enix, it wasn't even the merger yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Sick. Shit.
Oh, you know what? I think it was Phantasy Star that I was getting confused with.
Oh, Phantasy Star Online. Okay. Yeah, that one's a little different. But it's still the same type of, way. When you look at like the style and shit like that. But yeah, so that's going to be coming out 2022. Let's see. All right, next one we're going to talk about is a game that I will absolutely never play in my life.
Oh, why not? You never had the desire to go in like a fucked up Chuck E. Cheese?
I never really had a desire to go into Chuck E. Cheese, period. You think this is going to help me? Get the fuck out of here.
You got a problem with animatronics?
When they look like this, yes.
Well, what game are we talking about? I feel like everyone probably knows at this point.
We are talking about Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. And that game is going to be launching December 16th. So, we did get the new trailer, and this gave us a pretty awesome look, to be honest, about, with the game's animatronic characters. And you get to look at like a classic security camera gameplay and how you go ahead and see the world when you're not actually walking around. When you're just in the security room. And then you end up in a giant bear robot suit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, this is a whole bunch of no. Whole bunch of nope. There's nope everywhere written on this.
What got me is when one of the new characters, when you just like see it turn and look at you and then it just starts running towards you, I was like, oh, what the fuck? This is the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah, dude, there's a whole bunch of fucking nope. I don't want anything to do with this shit. Fuck this. Yeah, so this game's coming out December 16th. If this is the type of game for you, look, if you play Five Nights at Freddy's, you know exactly what you're walking into. And you are a better person than me, and I will say it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, we both know that I'd play it for Freaky Friday, but if I could avoid it, I would. Oh, I don't even want to talk about the next one because it's been such a long time since
we've even talked about this.
Yeah, I'll let you take this one because we both know how I feel about it.
So yeah, what we're talking about right now is it was actually one of the first games that you could go ahead and pick up that was a PS5 exclusive. And we're talking about Bugsnax. So there's a free major update DLC coming. Well, I'm calling it DLC, but it's just a major update. That is going to be coming to one of the PS5's weirdest games. So the update is called the Isle of Big Snacks. And essentially, it is exactly what you think. You are going ahead and finding bigger versions of all your favorite crazy little fruit, vegetable, meal characters to catch.
Yeah, cool. Go catch yourself another Subway sandwich.
I mean,
I'm looking at a burger with a cowboy hat on.
I
That's
know.
enough.
I
That's enough.
There was a way, it seemed, that you can go ahead and throw some type of grenade, which actually makes the big snacks shrink, into which I guess it makes it easier for you to catch them. But
I feel like
yeah,
at some point someone is gonna either message us on Twitter or something and be like, "Dude, Bug Snacks is actually really good."
look,
And
I'm
I'll be
expecting it.
"Damn
I'm
it."
fully expecting somebody to say that.
Like, what
I
is
just
this
haven't heard it
thing? What was that thing just chasing you with biscuit hands? What was that?
I-
It looked like KFC biscuit hands, like Popeye's biscuit hands. So you know they some dry ass hands.
Nah, yo, Popeye's got some good fucking biscuits, dude.
Oh no, yeah, it's not Popeye. It's KFC. Someone's got some fucking
Popeye's got some banger fucking
Popeye's
biscuits, dude.
all around is like the superior chicken spot.
Love it. Love it. So yeah, that's gonna be coming out early next year. Big snacks for Bug Snacks. I'm gonna let Andy go ahead and take this one for the most part. This is the last one we're gonna talk about, and then we're gonna jump into news. But we got some more gameplay. Got some new gameplay shown for a game that we first heard about in June of last year.
June of last year. It goes all the way back there.
Yeah.
1 second, sorry. I had my notes up and then I closed it. But anyway, so we are going to be talking about Little Devil Inside, which was originally announced at the June 2020 PS5 reveal event. And at this state of play, they gave you a look at some gameplay that gave you brief glimpses into cooking, hunting, combat. Still no release date, but Little Devil Inside is an upcoming action adventure developed by NeoStream Interactive. It's a single-player and co-op multiplayer modes both follow professional and personal lives of explorers searching for monsters and supernatural events in a 19th century-inspired world. It is planned for initial release on the PS5, PS4, and Windows, and then it'll then be followed by Xbox One and Nintendo Switch at a later date. So everyone will get to...
Okay, so the timed release.
It is a time release. So, like I said, it takes place in a 19th century Victorian-inspired setting with some steampunk elements. The developers of the game describe it as a surreal, unrealistic world somewhere between heaven and hell. You play as main character Billy, who's a swordsman employed by a research team led by college professor. What is a professor?
Professor.
Yeah,
I guess it's the opposite of professor.
College professor Vincent and his colleague Dr. Oliver to travel the world in search for supernatural and other unusual incidents. The ultimate objective set out by researchers is to assemble a complete encyclopedia of all phenomenal existence. The game also takes a satirical angle on video game cliche of hunting monsters for financial reward by also exploring the more mundane aspects of such characters' lives and their financial inequality with their employers. So, in the words of NeoStream themselves, and I quote, "This game is not just about killing archdemons and saving the world. Take in the atmosphere and live a realistic life in an unrealistic world. This is a game that tells stories about people with unusual jobs, such as hunting monsters, and what happens in their everyday life doing so." So this game, it looks great. I wish I could tell you what it reminds me of, but it really doesn't remind me of anything else.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it's definitely something that is its own.
It's weird because it's not quite this way, but you get the way the monsters or whatever you want to call them are, some of the unsavory beings that you come across, and like the art style itself, you do get some vibes of games like Inside and Limbo, and
I mean, even like
that,
even like a Sackboy.
Sackboy, yeah. But this game, I think, is going to be, I think it's going to take a lot of people by surprise, with, how it's going to hold its own against some of the other big releases that are going to come out around that time. So that's
whenever we actually get it. I mean, we still don't know.
Yeah, whenever we actually get it, that's true. I would imagine that it'll be a 2022 release. I really do. But we'll see. I could be wrong. But again, yeah, that's Little Devil Inside, and that is everything from the PlayStation Showcase.
Now I get to ask you the question.
Oh, please don't.
What do you rate it?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, okay, can you scroll back down to the beginning of this thing and just go one by one for me?
Sure.
Okay, so
OFK.
we are OFK. Cool concept, semi-interested. Keep going. First Class Trouble, actually very interested to give that a shot.
And the more we talked about it, I feel like the more you got interested.
I'm not going to lie. So that takes me from a C to a B. King of Fighters keeps me at a B. Doesn't move me one way or the other. Death Worse. Where am I from? Deathverse. Pardon me. The fact that I don't even care about any of that Battle Royale stuff takes me right back to a C.
Death's Door is actually a cool game.
Death's Door.
I will say it's a cool game.
Death's Door will bring me back up to a B. That's fine. Star Ocean doesn't move me one way or another. If you're a fan of the franchise, I understand how it would do that for you. So I'm back down to a C there. Five Nights at Freddy's. I haven't played one in forever, so Five Nights at Freddy's is never really going to get me super excited. If I got back into the franchise, maybe that's one thing. Bugsnax takes me back down to an F. No, I just don't care about it that much. So Little Devil Inside, we are OFK, and I forget the other one, the one with the personoids and the residents. I keep forgetting what
that one. That one was called First Class Trouble.
I'm going to give this, for me, as much as I want to give it a C-, it's hard for me to not give it like a D+. just
barely passing.
There's really not, like, what really is there to get you super excited? For me, nothing.
I can understand what you're saying.
For me, nothing. And now I don't know if it's because of the fact that Sony State of Plays have gotten me used to some sort of banger, like you expect something in the in the Marvel realm, a Spider-Man or something like that, or some crazy Sony interact. And I get these are all indie games, so I get that. That's why I'm trying to judge it accordingly. So on the indie scale specifically, if I'm just grading this on just an indie scale, because that's all it is, I'll give it a C-. But judging it against other Sony State of Plays that get you excited and amped up, it's hard to not give it a D+, because even for indie games, which I love, there's nothing here that makes me go, ooh, man, I can't wait to check that game out. So I'm going to give it a D+.
Okay, so let me go ahead and go through this. OFK, I actually think that one sounds pretty neat. First Class Trouble, I actually kind of like. King of Fighters, no interest. Deathverse, no interest. Death's Door was pretty cool. Like I said, I've watched somebody play that. Star Ocean, no interest. Five Nights at Freddy's, extremely no interest. Bugsnax, I don't care. And Little Devil Inside, I know you're a little bit higher on that one than I am, but I mean, for the most part, I'm like, eh. So I mean, look, it's passing because it's indie, and I love seeing indie games get put, in front of everybody to go ahead and let them see what everything that they're about. A lot of the designs in these games are very unique, so I really like that. I'm commemorating these people on going ahead, the developers, for making these very unique games with the design and the artistic interpretations. Mm-hmm. So, I'll rock it with like a C.
Leave it to Wes to be super nice.
Well, like I said, man,
dude, it's gonna go.
I'm rating it on what it is.
Yeah, there's people that would probably give it an A. You know what I mean? So
true.
And that's fine. I would love to hear what people thought about this. Though we actually did hear from somebody, didn't we? I forget who it was, but you were talking to somebody, I believe, on Twitter, right?
Oh yeah, I think it was
Or no, it was on our stream.
Yeah, it was on one of our streams. It was I'm pretty sure it's Casanova. It was Janal.
Okay, and he said the same thing too. Basically,
same thing as you.
Hot mess, really, just nothing.
Yeah. Look, which is fine. Like I said, it is what it is. If that's the way you feel about this stuff, cool. It's just, for me, like I said, I love seeing indie games put more, a spotlight put on them. So I'm never going to be mad at this type of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Sony State of Plays are huge events. You know what I mean? And with this one only being 20 minutes.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, and the reason is, like, there's a lot of indie on here, but
and it's funny because
King of Fighters is an indie. Star Ocean is an indie.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Five Nights at Freddy's might be. I forget who makes Five Nights at Freddy's.
I feel like that one's indie.
But like, it's not like this whole thing was solely a spotlight on indie games. There just happened to be a good amount on there. But
I mean, look, when you're talking about a very quick state of play.
Oh yeah, this thing was like 20 minutes long.
Yeah, 20 minutes, dude. It makes more sense for it to be one that leans more towards indie games than like storied franchises that everybody knows about. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And it's funny because I'm sitting here defending something that I gave a C. You know what I mean? But
well, C's average.
Just like me. All right. Let's give y'all news. All right, so I got 4 stories here for news, and 4 stories. Nope, I'm not there. Can you see what I have up on here, or is?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. I didn't know whether I kept that or not. So, Marvel's Avengers, which is a game you've been getting into, they decided to remove the purchasable XP booster from the in-game marketplace. This is something that we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, to where when they brought that in, and I went bonkers on these motherfuckers for this.
Yeah, you may be the cause of this.
Just me, nobody else.
Just you.
That's it, all me. So, Marvel's Avengers, they did put out a tweet, and they went ahead and said, "We apologize for not responding sooner to your concerns about the addition of the paid consumables in the marketplace. We introduced them as an option for an evolving player base and did not see them as a pay to win since they don't offer power directly. After considering your feedback, we have decided that by the end of today, we will remove the Heroes Catalyst and Fragment Extractors for purchase. They will continue to be earnable rewards for those already owned, if still usable." Okay, so if you already grabbed them, then you can still use them. I mean, you're not losing out if you already put the money in. I guess that's okay. All right, to keep going, we hope that this can be the first step in rebuilding your confidence in us as a team. It continues to be our goal to make the very best game possible. Thank you for being a part of Marvel Avengers community. So,
solid response. I mean, they did the right thing.
Look, man, this was a very Halo Infinite type of answer, type of response.
Yes.
Yo, we fucked up. We didn't think it was like that, but since y'all said this, this is what we're going to do instead.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad they went ahead.
That's what you want
changed.
them to do.
Yes.
That's what you want them to do. You want them to listen to the people that paid for your game, that play your game, and are telling you ways to make your game better. You know?
Yeah. So one of the reasons why you started playing the game is because it is now on Game Pass. It showed up on Game Pass starting back in end of September. And one of the things that we do know about the game is that you have characters coming to the game, and now we finally have a date of when those characters are going to show up, but you won't see them. You personally won't see them.
Yeah.
So we got a new content roadmap from Avengers, just keeping it on the Avengers feel. Spider-Man, we now know when he's going to be showing up. And he's going to be showing up exclusively for PlayStation players November 30th.
Mm-hmm.
So the Spider-Man is going to be released as a part of the Spider-Man with Great Power Hero event, which will tell the story of Spider-Man through unlockable challenges. Like I said, that one is exclusively for PlayStation, which is something that a lot of people had a huge problem with, myself included. I can understand it because Sony owns the rights currently, but fucking sucks, man.
Yeah, that does suck, but that's business.
Yes. But so you're going to get Spider-Man November 30th. I mean, beautiful. You already have, look, man, you can already play as Black Panther. You have the War for Wakanda expansion, all that running out. On top of the fact that, all that shit's free. All of these DLCs, all this stuff that's happening, first year is 100% free.
Yes.
With the game. So
on DP.
Keeping it in the Marvel spectrum, but going to something a little different.
Knew this was coming.
Marvel's Midnight Suns has been delayed until the second half of 2022. So we heard this from Firaxis Games. On this past Wednesday. The card-driven turn-based game, it was originally slated for March, which is only a few months away, which would have been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They went ahead and put out a statement, and they said, quote, "We decided to share that we've made a very tough decision to move our launch window to the second half of 2022. We know many fans were looking forward to playing the game originally next spring, and the decision did not come lightly. So the creative director, Jake Solomon, and senior franchise producer, Garth DeAngelis, said that they needed more time to give you the best game possible. For the extra months of development, they will use it to add more story, cinematics, and overall polish." When have we gotten mad at that?
Never have. What do we always say? As long as you give us what you plan to give us, as long as what
then
you
I'm
promise, good. I'm saying, then I'm good.
I mean,
when you delay and then rush it out anyway, or send out a project half-cocked, that's when I have problems.
Yeah, that's when it becomes an issue, and that's when we start saying shit.
Yep.
I mean, the first time we saw anything with the actual gameplay of the game was Gamescom, a few months ago in August, and like I said, card-based turnstile game, which is very different than what we normally know for Marvel games. You mean just on top of anything else?
Yeah.
But late 2022. As long as you give me a quality product, I'm not going to say no.
You're not going to hear any of us say no.
Huh?
So you're certainly not going to hear any of us say no. Ooh, I like this next topic because we talked about this months ago.
Yeah. So there is a new gaming service that we in the States can now get our hands on. Yeah. Netflix.
Well, we can.
You and I know.
We can't.
But I have friends that have the ability to do so. And I will absolutely make them so that way they can tell me what's going on. It's on you. Mike, it's on you. So,
anyone that
Netflix's
comes up
game
green
service.
In my iPhone. Assholes.
He's still getting mad about this shit. Yeah, so Netflix's game service is now available in the US, except for you need an Android phone or tablet to be able to do it for now. This information that I have was originally posted and updated November 2nd of this year, which is only like 4 days ago. So Netflix announced today that it has expanded its game service to over 190 countries, including the United States and Canada. However, the gaming feature still requires subscribers to own either an Android smartphone or tablet. This isn't the first streaming service that has made it to where you need that to be able to go ahead and play this stuff. Like Game Pass. You initially needed an Android device in order to be able to use it mobilely.
Yeah, this isn't foreign territory here.
Not at all. Excuse me. So the users can also download Netflix games from Google Play Store starting, the day that they wrote this, so November 2nd. Among the games includes in the service Stranger Things 3, the game. Unfortunately, you will not be able to use a wireless controller or mobile controller. Like you can with, say, Game Pass. Yeah. So, everything is basically, on the screen itself.
Yeah, this thing's still in its infancy, though, so,
Netflix is doing a lot.
Netflix is trying to take over the world.
Yes, they really are, dude.
Apparently taking over Blockbuster wasn't enough.
You have the new Tiger King, season they're putting out. That shit show that fucking started.
There's a million and one things you can point.
They're diving into the live action fucking Cowboy Bebop, which from what I've heard is going to be pretty fucking awesome. So, yeah, man, Netflix is just doing what they do to go ahead and just make themselves on top. Which, look, man, capitalism, it is what it is. And that's what we have in news. So, we're going to hear more.
I feel like you're about to ask me something.
We're going to hear more about Andy playing Resident Evil. And Wes is still doing his stupid shit. So let's go ahead and tell everybody what we are playing.
You want to go? You want to go first since you?
Yes, because
like some
I
of
am
the stuff.
simple as fuck. So,
You simpleton.
I am such a simple bitch. I am still playing Fallout. I'm actually at the point in Fallout 76. I'm actually running the story right now, the main story, and I'm at the point to where I need to collect certain things to be able to drop a nuke, which is something last week I said I wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
So I am going to make sure I get all of that stuff, and I'm going to stream. I'm going to make sure I stream dropping a nuke because this will be the first nuke that I've ever dropped, and this motherfucker is going to be, it's going to be mega,
Sweet,
mega big.
I look forward to seeing that.
Hell yeah. Other than that, I downloaded a new game. It's a free game on the Switch. It's called Pokemon Unite. Once again, our boy Adrian from Unknown Games Podcast. He plays it a lot, and him and our boy Boner Jams. I mean, they run that game a good bit. So I think I might start messing with that some, start getting used to it, and then run with those guys on some things.
Sweet.
But other than that, haven't really been doing much. I mean, we have you and I are going to start looking into streaming a different game. Hopefully we can start doing that this coming up Friday for a fun Friday. So
absolutely.
Other than that, bro, what you got going?
Well, I'll start with. I mean, we played Chell last night. We streamed a little bit of Chell. Went 2-1 or 3-1.
3-1. That last goal.
Went 3-1. I actually saw your video, the clip of it on Twitter this morning.
Yes.
Yeah, I got.
Please go to our Twitter account, which is @ConsoleCrew, and look at the latest tweet because it is Andy's last goal, and my reaction in the upper left hand corner is almost as good as the goal.
Yeah, we were playing a team for the third time. We whooped them up in the first game. They somehow whooped us up in the second game, and I got super mad. And then we shut them out in the third one, or no?
No, they got one. No, they got two. No, they got two. The score was 4-2.
4-2. Okay, yeah. But don't be mistaken though. The game was not close. We had 1,000,001 chances. I had 1,000,001 chances. Just couldn't bury half of them. But I put all those 1,000,001 chances that I had into that last goal that I scored.
Dude, so good.
But yeah, so I mean, it was a good night. Went 3-1. I think overall our record is like 13-2 or 14-2. So
something along those lines, yeah.
Not mad about it. And finally, I had to put Avengers to the side because I was getting that Resident Evil bug, having completed Code Veronica X. So I got back into Resident Evil Village, and as quickly as I got back into it, I am now basically about an hour away from being done the game, and it's good, man. It's good. I'm not going to go much into the story for anyone that hasn't played it yet because there's a lot of spoilers in there where I'm at. But what I can tell you is that the game is broken up into basically 4 major bosses that you go against. I can tell those because you see them an hour into the game anyway. So you have Lady Dimitrescu, which everyone saw because they were pushing her. What confused a lot of people, myself included, it was that she was so at the forefront of all the trailers and stuff like that you assumed that she was like
the major baddie.
The major baddie of this game, which is not the case. She's the first one that you go against, so she's in and out of the game within the first few hours.
Really?
Yeah. So the game, like I said, the game is broken up into four major bosses. So you have Lady Dimitrescu, you have what is her name? Angie Beneviento or something? Where you saw the clip of the little it's a little doll. It's a little
terrifying, man.
Little whatchamacallem?
Ventriloquist doll.
Little ventriloquist doll. You have this ugly abomination that just looks like a fat sack of shit with gills. I think his name is Moreau or something like that. And then there's Heisenberg, and Heisenberg is a scary motherfucker. You meet him in the beginning. He's got this huge hammer, and he has like electricity through his body, so he can control. He can control like he can use like magnetic shit and control all sorts of fucking metal. He's like Magneto, but like scary. He's like Magneto.
He's like Magneto, but scary.
Scarier.
Dude, Magneto's an Omega level mutant. He's scary as shit anyway.
Yeah, but you look at him and it's just like, oh, you look so cute. But Heisenberg, you don't get that. He's a badass dude with some like Oakley shades and a cowboy hat and a big ass hammer. Magneto, it's just like
He said, "Man, fuck your couch."
Magneto looks like. Let's be real. Essentially, Magneto looks like a big Twizzler. So, whatever. Wouldn't say that's his face, but
Bet you wouldn't.
yeah, I'm at the very end of the game. I don't want to talk much about it because, like I said, there's a humongous spoiler that, maybe when I finish the game before the next podcast, because I will finish before the next podcast, I'll go into
Hell
it.
yeah.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I will be doing New Game Plus because that's what, they have that in all these games. So I'll, buy some new weapons, upgrade some weapons, and try to beat the game on the hardest difficulty as I normally do. But that's what I've been doing, and it's been a whole lot of fun. And what I've gotten into the last little bit has taken me back to the OG Resident Evils, where like I'm just getting out of shit by the skin of my teeth. With like I just finished beating something, and I have nothing left to craft anymore med kits or ammo or any of that shit.
Yeah.
So, and that's cool because that's always what I want.
That's a good feeling, though.
I hate those games when it's just like, dude, I have a stockpile
much
that like I can miss 80 shots and it doesn't matter. So yeah, but it's been a lot of fun, and that's what I've been playing. So yeah, next week I will hopefully be done, but until then, I think Wes is going to tell you guys how you can connect with us in the meantime.
So let me go ahead and tell you how you can connect with CGC. You can go ahead and find us at our website, which is consolegamingcrew.com. Or if you want to email us for any particular reason, episode suggestions, game suggestions, whatever you want to go ahead and talk about, you can hit us up at consolegamingcrew@gmail.com. Like I said earlier, our Twitter is @consolecrew. That is where we're the most active. But we also have a YouTube and Instagram, both of them being Console Gaming Crew. Facebook is bullshit. BossRushGames.com is where you can also find us, because that is our network. We fucking love these people, man. Just awesome group of cats. They are, they're just straight up just gamers, man. Yo, be better. That is exactly that is their mantra, and that is what they do. Always be better. So please go check them out and all the other content creators over there at BossRushGames.com. If you want to go ahead and watch Andy or myself play, you can go ahead and check us out on Twitch. Our name is CGC Podcast. I have my co-op Monday nights. We go ahead, we run different games, me and my boys. The Fun Friday, we are going to get into It Takes Two, a new game that dropped for Game Pass literally the other day. So we're going to dive into it and just see how much fun we can really have. But yeah.
And I do believe that even though he's out for you might still see Anthony pop up in some Friday night streams.
I hope so.
Here and there. So, you'll probably still get to catch him there every now and again. But yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. So as always, I want to go ahead and first and foremost just say thank you, man, because we're up towards like 7,000 listens, man. And that shit's special, man. It really is. Honestly, this is like, you and I have been doing a little bit of thinking back about where we started with this and where we are now as of late. And we just want to go ahead and say thank you, and we appreciate everyone. Everyone.
Every single listen in there.
That has put a listen in, for real. Ooh. So please stay safe, wash your hands, mask up, be careful out there. And as always,
game on.
Game on, y'all. Love you. Peace.